Welcome to my video series called Porn and You. My name is Lyell and I'm a men's health and porn addiction specialist here in Melbourne. Today we're going to talk about why you cannot heal what you don't reveal. Pretty catchy, hey? Well, hi everyone and thanks for joining me today. Now let's deep dive into how the thrill of not telling anyone about your porn addiction and masturbation habits is only making the addiction worse. So quitting porn is hard, right? Really hard. Just have a look on Instagram of all the NoFap accounts and men hashtagging their way through their NoFap journey. They relapse every time and time again. So why is it so hard to quit porn? Because it's become who you are. It's become part of your identity. It's become part of your daily or weekly life. It's been there since you were a teenager, along with all the other masturbation and ejaculation habits that goes with it. It's very ingrained in your personality. It's very ingrained in your sexuality and your relationships with women. So this is why there is so much resistance out there to even take a look at this for most men. There is a lot of sexual shame and guilt being carried around by so many men, just so many men. It's unspeakable shame, unspeakable habits, unspeakable truth, things that you can't admit or say to another human, especially a woman. I know you're not even telling your mates this stuff, right? And I hear this all the time. It's all kept secret, locked in a vault, growing into something so big that it's ruling your everyday life. It has become part of your identity. So keeping it secret is all part of the addiction too, as it feeds into the thrill of your dirty little secret. If you told people exactly what you're up to, the starving wolves don't get fed any more fresh meat and they start to turn on each other. So what do I mean by that? There's a part of the brain called the hindbrain. And when you watch porn, that part of the brain says, we didn't die from this yesterday, so we're gonna do it again today and definitely doing it again tomorrow. It's the impulse part of the brain which ties directly into addiction. So when you watch porn, your brain thinks it's safe to do so. So it keeps urging you on to keep watching it. The second you have to actually explain yourself in great detail to another human in terms of what you're watching, how often you're watching it, what you're looking up on Google, what you're searching for, the content you get off on in detail, the way that you masturbate, how long you've been doing it for, it all starts to become threatening and no longer safe. So speaking about your porn habits with me might make you feel very uncomfortable to the point where you can't actually talk to me about it, but it is the one thing that will tell your brain that we are no longer safe doing this or watching porn, and that's what we want. When you tell someone the shameful details of exactly what you're doing, how often you are doing it, what you are watching, who you fantasize, or what you fantasize over, where you're doing it, it exposes the truth, and the thrill part of your brain identifies the behaviors as being unsafe. And the charge that amped you up changes. The child in you that wants it all has a tantrum, and the accountability exposes you for who you truly are. And for most, if not all, that's quite traumatizing. Your habits and sexual behaviors around pornography and masturbation, how you treat women in the sack, how you explore your sexuality and fantasies, the itch that you can never scratch, believing that there's no one out there that can handle you or can handle your sex drive. Well, I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news is that it's highly likely that you have a sexual imbalance, brain damage, and some kind of erectile dysfunction due to watching porn regularly. Pornography and the habits surrounding it have become part of your identity, as we mentioned. It affects the frontal lobe, the control panel of your personality. So when you think that you're a bad person and carry all this shame around it, in a way you're right, because it has become who you are and it's affecting your behaviors. It's ingrained, it's interwoven into your brain development and behaviors since you were a teenager for most. All right, so the good news is that I will help you change your identity. We can reprogram your brain. We can rewire all the neural pathways. We can integrate new tools and belief systems. We can break through all your barriers and change all the things that you feel shame around. We will then keep and strengthen all the good bits. That's the really important part. We'll get rid of all the bad bits, identify what was feeding your desires, and find more of that. You get to feel more connected and sexual as we integrate the old and the new. But you cannot heal what is not revealed. You just can't. You have to talk about this. Look out for my next webinar masterclass on porn addiction, which is free. You'll find the link on my Facebook page. And if you'd like to do some work with me one-on-one, please get in touch. My number is 0401 541 571. I have a 90-day one-on-one coaching program that is unbelievable. And I'm having amazing results, and I'd love you to join me on that program. It's called Awaken Your Sex God, and I'll pop the link in the comments of this post. I want you to have a really, really good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.